At approximately 1:17 in the morning, your brain stops behaving like a responsible adult and turns into a suspicious salesman working from the back of a van. "Come on," it whispers. "Just 5 minutes. Completely harmless." Of course, this is the same brain that once said, "One more episode," and then watch the sunrise. So tonight, we are not trying to destroy sexual desire. We are going after something much more specific, the automatic sequence that seems to make the decision before you even realize a decision exists. Trying to eliminate every sexual thought is like trying to keep a cat permanently off a keyboard. You may succeed briefly, but the cat has time, confidence, and absolutely no respect for your long-term strategy. The healthier goal is not to become a human refrigerator with no impulses. It is to experience an urge without treating it like a royal command. An urge may be loud, but volume is not authority. Your smoke alarm is also loud when you burn toast, and nobody appoints it president. The behavior rarely begins at the final moment. It usually begins 20 minutes earlier, when you are bored, stressed, lonely, or scrolling through content that has the nutritional value of wet cardboard. Then your brain recognizes the familiar route: discomfort, stimulation, temporary relief, and regret. If you examine only the final action, you are investigating the getaway car while completely ignoring the bank robbery. For 1 week, record the time, place, emotion, and trigger whenever the urge appears. You are not writing a novel. 3 honest words are enough. When the urge appears, do not immediately begin a courtroom argument inside your head. Your inner lawyer specializes in terrible cases and somehow always has convincing evidence after midnight. Instead, pause and describe what is happening. There is tension in my body. My thoughts are narrowing. I want quick relief. Treat the urge like a wave. It rises, becomes dramatic, demands its own soundtrack, and eventually loses energy. You do not need to punch the ocean. You only need to remain on the shore long enough to watch the wave change. Willpower is useful at 11 in the morning, after breakfast, sunlight, and a motivational podcast. At 1:43 at night, willpower has finished its shift, removed its uniform, and stopped answering emails. That is why the environment matters. Charge the phone outside the bedroom, remove saved material, unfollow accounts that repeatedly start the loop, and install filters that require several annoying steps to disable. You are not cheating. You are building guardrails on a road where your tired brain has repeatedly demonstrated that it should not be operating heavy machinery. When the impulse arrives, do not promise yourself eternal purity, enlightenment, and immediate admission into a mountain monastery. Your brain hears forever and begins preparing a rebellion. Promise only 10 minutes. Start a timer, stand up, and physically leave the room. Drink water, wash your face, walk down the hallway, or perform a short set of exercises. Most importantly, do not remain on the bed negotiating with yourself. Negotiating with an urge while holding a phone is like discussing healthy eating inside a donut factory. Removing an automatic habit creates an empty space. An empty space is attractive real estate. Unless you place something useful there, the old habit returns wearing sunglasses and pretending to be a completely different tenant. Prepare 3 replacement actions before the difficult moment arrives: a short walk, a shower, exercise, music, a simple household task, or a conversation with someone you trust. Choose activities that change your position, environment, or emotional state. Opening another browser tab does not qualify as changing the environment, even if the tab has a very educational title. For many people, nighttime combines every useful ingredient for a bad decision: exhaustion, privacy, boredom, and unlimited internet access. It is essentially a cooking show hosted by poor judgment. Create a predictable shutdown routine before your brain begins improvising. Dim the lights, place the phone outside the room, prepare tomorrow's clothes, read something calm, and go to bed at approximately the same time. Sleep sounds boring because it is boring. Unfortunately, boring solutions have an irritating habit of working better than dramatic speeches delivered to the bathroom mirror. Sometimes the urge is less about sexuality and more about escaping an emotion that has arrived without an invitation. Maybe you are anxious, rejected, lonely, overwhelmed, or simply bored enough to begin reading the terms and conditions. Ask yourself, what am I trying not to feel right now? Your brain may be offering the fastest elevator out of discomfort, but fast elevators occasionally travel directly to the basement. If the real problem is loneliness, stress, or sadness, temporary stimulation cannot solve it. It merely puts a small decorative hat on it. Suppose you return to the old behavior. That does not mean your progress has exploded, your character arc is ruined, and the studio has canceled the entire series. One setback is information. Write down what happened before it, repair the environment, and continue with the next decision. Do not convert a single mistake into a trilogy, a prequel, and an extended director's cut. Responsibility asks, what should I change? Shame screams, you are hopeless. Responsibility is a useful coach. Shame is a man with a megaphone who has never played the sport. A streak counter can be motivating, but it can also become a tiny medieval king demanding daily tribute. Measure the skills underneath the number. How many times did you notice a trigger early? How often did you delay the response, leave the room, move the phone, or choose a prepared replacement? Those moments are repetitions for self-control. They are push-ups for decision-making, except nobody films them at the gym while standing directly in front of the mirror. If the behavior repeatedly interferes with sleep, work, education, relationships, or responsibilities, speak with a qualified professional. For the next 7 days, follow 5 rules. Record the trigger, keep the phone away from the bed, delay the response for 10 minutes, use a prepared replacement, and review setbacks without insulting yourself. You may still experience desire because you are a human being and not a government-issued toaster. The victory is not the disappearance of every impulse. The victory is the growing space between impulse and action. Protect that space because every conscious pause makes it wider. Eventually, the urge may still knock on the door, but it no longer owns the building. Start tonight. Move the phone first.